Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's finally time. The character I and many others have been waiting for is finally here. The champion of Muay Thai, Mr. Hurricane Upper, soon to be brother-in-law to Billy Kane, the man, the myth, the living legend, Joe Higashi is here. That's right, we're back again with another early access for Fatal Fury Civil Wars, but this time we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorite fighting game characters, Joe Higashi. Big thank you to SNK for the opportunity, always appreciate it. As usual, this video will be timestamped for your viewing pleasure. We'll be dividing the video into 4 different parts. First part being character lore and backstory. Next is moveset showing off his buttons, specials, and supers. Then of course gameplay with me playing Joe. Then rounding it out will be my overall impressions of the character and my grading of his inclusion in the game. Now without further delay, let's take a look at just what SNK did with this rendition of Joe Higashi in Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. Before we do a deep dive into Joe's kit for City of Wolves, let's give a quick summary of just who is this legendary character. Many folks in the fighting game community may be aware of Joe Higashi from his appearances in the King of Fighters franchise, but that isn't where his character made his debut. Joe made his debut in the first installment of Fatal Fury franchise, Fatal Fury the King of Fighters, back in 1991, and was one of 3 playable characters in the game besides of course Andy Bogard and the star Terry Bogard. Although Joe is originally from Japan, he spent much of his life in Thailand training and learning the Muay Thai martial art, following in his father's footsteps. The headband he wears with the Japanese flag on it is a gift from his grandmother so that he will never forget his Japanese heritage and has become a staple of his character design. Joe initially was a serious character, but over the years developed into a comedy relief character, acting as the funny guy of the trio with the Bogart brothers. But don't let his silly attitude fool you. For all that he boasts about his fighting skills, Joe isn't wrong. He's traveled far and wide, fighting the very best, and have become to be known as a fighting prodigy and is the Muay Thai World Champion, a title he defeated previous title holder Kwai Jai for. After the events of Fatal Fury 3 with the Jin Scrolls, Joe would vanish back to Thailand where he wouldn't be seen again for years until now in City of the Wolves. Like I mentioned earlier, Joe has appeared in nearly every King of Fighters game with Team Fatal Fury, being absent in only one KOF game, that being the King of Fighters 11. Joe is brash, hard-headed, and can be cocky, but through it all, he's a lovable guy that cares about his loved ones and always eager for a fight no matter who his opponent is. And now seeing he took on Preacher as apprentice just shows that future of Muay Thai is looking bright and his character continues to evolve. Now with the backstory out of the way, let's take a look at Joe's moveset for Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. Alright, now we get into the fun stuff. We're going into Joe's moveset, his normals, command normals, any target combo, specials, ignition gears, and his hitting gears. But first, let's start with the normals, start with the basics. Of course, you have Joe's light punch, his neutral button, his A. Then you have his B, aka light kick. Then you have the heavy punch, far C, and then up close. Get a little gut punch, that's his close heavy. And then Joe's heavy kick and his close heavy. Now his heavy kick covers quite a bit of of space, and does a nice bit of damage. So it's a nice little way to check your opponent. Now, what you just saw was his target combo. Joe has a target combo with his heavy, but it has to be far. So you just press his heavy kick 3 times and you get this. Now as far as command normals, Joe has his sweep. Nice little sweep. Can't follow up anything after that, but it's a nice way to check your opponent. And of course he has his slide, aka the slide in your DMs, the R&B slide as I like to call it. Now moving on, we are gonna get into Joe's specials. Now this is where the fun begins. This is where we start getting a little excited. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really happy about this character. I've been waiting a long time for him. So first up, Joe's Hurricane Uppers. You don't have to do a half circle. It is a regular fireball motion. For many of you that play KOF, and if you play Joe or if you know how his moves work, you have to do a full half circle to do it. Not in this game. It is just a regular fireball motion. So you have your light tornado, and then heavy, he throws 2 of them. And another thing, the tornadoes are designed and look like how his tornadoes look in the Fatal Fury games, the old games, so that's a nice little touch. Then we'll get into the EX. Now his EX, if you notice, you're probably thinking, why is it just starting there? Because Joe has the option to just leave it here, or if you press forward punch, you can launch it. So if for some reason, let's say your opponent decides to throw a fireball at you, the cool thing that you can have them do it eats the fireballs. It eats the fireballs. And not only that, but you can launch it afterwards. So if your opponent trying to zone you out, even though I suck at this, boom. Not only does it eat it on the initial, you can still launch it afterwards, which is pretty dope. Now after that, we have the slash kick, the patented Joe move, you know, to cover some distance. Man, I did not realize how far that goes. But yes, you have the slash kick, you have the light version, and then you have the heavy, which has 2 hits. So as you can see, Joe does 2 kicks, a nice little nod to his Real Bout 53-2 animation where he does the heavy version and you get those 2 kicks into there. And as far as the EX version goes, same as before as the heavy, just some more damage. Next, we're going to look at Joe's Tiger Kick, which is Dragon Punch input with kick. So you have the light version and the heavy. And as you can see, it does 2 hits. So Joe does 2 knees on the opponent. And you might have noticed the tiger after image. That is also a reference to the old Fatal Fury games. That is a nice little nod that they did for Joe. And of course, his tiger knee is breakable, the heavy at least. So if you're wondering, could you break it? Yes, you can. I didn't break it there because I suck. But you can do this. Now, the EX isn't his basic tiger knee. In KOF, normally when you do Joe's EX Tiger Knee, also I'm going to flip back and forth between Tiger Kick and Tiger Knee. When you do his Tiger Kick EX, normally it would just go upwards. But in this game, Joe dashes forward and ends it off with an axe kick. And it's also breakable. So you could do that, but that's not all. You could do heavy into EX Tiger Kick, break into another EX Tiger Kick. Next, we're going to move on to his Machine Gun Punch, aka the Bakuretsu Ken. Dragon Punch input and punch buttons give you rapid punches. Does 6 hits. You do not have to mash it a bunch of times to get more hits, and these are the set number of hits you get. But it has 2 follow-ups. First follow-up is called the Boom Punch, where you do forward light punch, and the second follow-up is called the Boom Elbow, forward heavy punch, where Joe does a big elbow over the opponent and gets a knockdown. Then afterwards you have his Rev Blow, goes quite a bit of distance, and his Air Rev Blow. Now before I forget, I want to show you the EX version of his Bakuretsu. So you have just the normal follow-ups, but when you do his forward heavy this time, he gets a big uppercut afterwards. Now unfortunately, it is not breakable. Again, it is not breakable, so once you do this, you have to commit to it. There's no follow-ups afterwards. Next, we have his axe kick, aka the Golden Sumasaki. I'm butchering that name, I'm sure, but looks very much like Preach's. And you have the heavy version, so you have the light, and when you're close to your opponents, it crosses up when you do the heavy. And far away, covers quite a bit of distance. And the effects on this look so nice. Like I love the way they animated Joe. Joe might be one of the best animated characters in this game. And as we go further along his move list, you'll see why I say that. So Joe's new move he has is called Fearless Man. And you're probably wondering, what is Fearless Man? SNK has given Joe stance, but it's not just any type of stance. This stance is something that I was hoping they would do for him in comparison to like Sagat in Street Fighter 6 with his clinches, or even Fahkuram in Tekken 8 with his stance that he has, his counters. SNK gave him both. I'm going to show you all what I mean. So I'm going to have Terry do a light punch when he gets up, right? So here we go. Now, that's cool, but here's the thing. Joe has follow-ups with this stance. And it doesn't matter if you press light punch, heavy punch, it's all going to be the same as far as like when you do the initial action. So here we go. So you do the stance and you press heavy punch afterwards, you get the overhead. You do the stance and you press heavy kick, you get a big boot. You put a big boot in their chest. Now, another thing he does is you knock him down, do the stance, and you gotta time it. You do forward heavy kick, you get a sweep. And last but not least, and this is something I'm really happy they gave him. So I'm gonna have him guard, right? So I'm gonna make sure this works. Cool. So Terry is guarding. Okay. So you probably wondering, okay, Decept, that's cool and all, but what if they're guarding, or what if they just don't do anything on wake up? What if they just get up, don't press anything, and now I'm just looking goofy, right? Here's the best part. Joe has a grab now that leads into it. He has a grab that flows out of this stance. So you can mix up your opponent. They won't know what you're gonna do. If they're blocking so much and they're thinking, okay, now he's gonna do the overhead or something. Nope, grab him. This is gonna make Joe so much scarier than he already was in previous SNK games, because now it's no longer like, oh, I gotta try to break their guard the whole time. Yep, Joe, which has always been Joe's thing, even in CVS 2, with him guard breaking his opponents, chipping down their guard, and so on and so forth. But now he has an option to just grab them, which is perfect. It's the thing that I wanted the most for Joe. Like I said, I love my fireballs. I love controlling long range. I love controlling mid range. I love that. But once you get here, it's a matter of like always trying to break their guard, pressure them. But now with this, we don't have to go through that no more. Oh, you want to block all day? You can grab them. Now, the only downside is that you throw them in the opposite direction where you grab them. So if they're in the corner, you'll end up throwing them out. But again, small price to pay for this amazing new move. So I'm really happy about it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm really geeked about it. I'm so happy they gave Joe this. So let me see. I'm gonna take him out of blocking. We're gonna put this back. And then where's block? I'm gonna take the guard off. So now he also has EX moves. So the EX moves, you do forward heavy. After, as a follow-up, you get that. You do forward heavy punch, you get that. And then if you do the EX grab, they bounce off the ground. This character is sick. Like, I'm really happy SNK gave him all of this. This is dope. Now, the cool thing about all of this, remember, you can connect EX moves into other EX moves, but we're not gonna get there just yet. Hold on, I gotta show you some other cool stuff. So we're gonna look at his supers next. All right, so we're gonna look at his ignition gears, aka his supers, and first up we're gonna look at screw upper. So you do double quarter circle forward, light punch for the light version, classic Joe Higashi super. Then for his level 2, you get the big red tornado, and again, it's in the style of his supers in the old Fatal Fury games, which I can't stress enough how much I love that, how much they put attention and detail into Joe. And just look at the character, like look at his movements, the colors popping. Just, if you can't tell by now, this is one of my favorite characters in SNK to play. Like, he's just that much fun. But moving on, we're going to look at screw elbow, which is another double quarter circle forward, but this time you're going to press light kick instead of punch. And if I'm not mistaken, you can charge it. That's right, you can hold the button and charge it for extra damage. Now, keeping in line with the theme of charging attacks, for his super, his level 2 version of it, first I'll show you this. You get a wall bounce. Now you may be thinking, okay, that's cool. You can get a move after it, a EX, Tiger Knee, whatever, right? But that's not all. Let me show you this. Just like before, you could charge it, but if you hold the button, he gets a follow-up. Now you can choose to do this follow-up, you don't have to, but he gets a follow-up punch afterwards. And it's not very hard to do. You don't have to charge it, by the way, I just like charging it. And you can hold it as long as you want, but just make sure you let go at the proper time, because you can miss it if you hold too long. But that time I didn't press it. I didn't press it in time. So you do the punch, hold it, let it go, boom. This is so cool, and the combo potential that you could get from this is insane, because now I have ideas of, if you do the super, and let's say you don't want to do the second half, you can get that. Like, I already know it's going to be a bunch of lab monsters trying out stuff with this character and what he can do, so I'm really looking forward to that. Now, finally, let's check out what we're here to look at, the hidden gear. Double forward circle forward with the rev blow button. Gets the tiger after image, couple kicks into the knee. And this is very reminiscent of, if you play Street Fighter 4 or the Alpha games, it is reminiscent of Adon, specifically Street Fighter 4 Adon's level 3. I believe this is level 3 for Adon. But the big, when he does the knees into, at the end, he does like a knee and an elbow strike on top of him. This is just brutal, and I love it. This is such a brutal move. Really, again, leaning into the Muay Thai that I wanted them to do, just the kicks. Just like Sagai, Street Fighter 6, and Fakaram. And now we have Joe coming through with the Muay Thai. Just really, just brutal hits, and I love it. SNK, you all cooked. You cooked with Joe. But now that we've gone over all of Joe's moves and specials, let's do some gameplay. Let's actually play the character. So we're going to move over to me playing against the CPU. Hopefully I'm not getting cooked. Alright, so now we're here at the gameplay perspective of the video. Now we're going to be doing some matches. So we're going to pick Joe. Let's see. I think I'm going to put the SPG in the beginning. And got some dope colors, the red and black. I know a lot of people are going to enjoy this. Then he has his silver and gray kind of color palette. And then finally he has like a preacher color, which I think is really cute. I think that's nice. They have like her colors on him. So I think that's cool. But I'm going to go with the red and black. And then with Terry, let's have fun. That's got to be the guy to fight. So let's see how this goes. And comment down below, what do you think of Joe so far in the video? How do you feel about his movesets? How you thinking as far as how he looks in the game? Do you like how he looks? And how do you feel about the glasses? Personally, I like the glasses. They make him look like Hank Hill from King of the Hill. I think it's funny. I like the glasses. Man, this game is so pretty. All right, let's see. Is the CPU gonna round start burn knuckle me to death? Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. Get off me. Oh. Yep. Ooh, I missed it. And then he can break his hurricanes. We see. Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it. His English VA did a really good job. Like, I think out of everyone, he fits Joe, or like his VA fits the most on Joe. But they did a really good job. Oh no. Yeah, okay. Oh. hit too late.
Come on.
Watch your feet.
Come on. Out of the way. Not giving up. Take your kick.
Oh, I messed up. Oh, I should have supered after that. We got those. We take those. Oh, his windscreen looks dope.
That might have been the most fun I've ever had. Come on, Terry. Let's go again.
We're gonna do one more match. We're gonna do another match. So this time we're gonna be going against Preacher, and you know, I had to get the match in with Preacher. It's only right, you know, master student. But then I chose the Preacher colors also. So yeah, this is really cool. This is one of my favorite stages, by the way, in the game. It just looks really nice. But just look at the colors on Joe. They really pop. Try to JD that. Let's see if I can get this. She is not gonna let me do stuff. Yep. Oh no. No. Okay, that's fine. Ooh. Yep. Yep. Nice. 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 Nice.
Round 2. Get ready.
Let's see. Ooh, okay. Oh, she pressed ones on wake up. What? I should have did the stance. Oh, I did too soon. Wait, are we dead? We might be dead. No, we're not. Okay, we got him out of SPG. That was good. That was good. See, and right there, that's an example. See? Them fireballs, man. I'm telling y'all. Ooh, take out the glasses. Oh my god, he's so cool.
I know you too well to let you off that easy, kiddo.
Oh, that's nice.
On your feet. Time to train.
That's good. I like that. I like that. But yeah, that's going to be it as far as the gameplay goes, as far as matches. Now we're going to move on to the final segment of the video. It's now time to go over my overall impressions of Joe Higashi and grading of this character. If you're a fan of Joe Higashi, be it as far as playing him or just a fan of the character, you're going to love him. This rendition of Joe is true to form with the classic attacks, Tiger Kick, the Axe Kick, Flash Kick, with the machine gun punches, and also with his new attack, Fearless Man. SNK has given him some upgrades. Nothing wildly different, but of course lots of love given to him and sprucing him up a bit. As far as his inclusion in the game visually and whatnot, he looks amazing. Joe's animations look dope. I love the callbacks to the older Fatal Fury games with the red hurricane super effect and his little hurricanes looking just like they did in the OG Fatal Fury titles, but updated with this new art style. His colors are nice. I definitely think folks are going to be gravitating towards the red and black, and I like the little nod towards Preacher with his color 4 being a reference to her. I thought that was really nice. I will say though, that as far as playing the character, he isn't exactly pick up and play like maybe Ken for instance. He does have fireballs and anti-air attacks, but he isn't as straightforward as someone like Terry for instance. Joe definitely will feel a bit odd for anyone picking him up for the first time, especially when learning what moves flow into one another. But once you get going, I can definitely see this character being a combo monster and scary in the corner. My final score for Joe Higashi in Fatal Fury Seal of Wolves, it's a 10 out of 10. Alright, the god of Muay Thai is back and better than ever. I am a fanboy. What did you think I was going to give a score of? 10 out of 10, bro. What do you mean? But all that's left now is for me to ask you all an important question. And that's, what are your thoughts? What do you think of Joe in Seal of Wolves? Are you excited to play him? Have you ever played Joe before, and if so, in what game? And tell me, what other characters are you looking forward to coming to Bitter Fury City of Wolves? If you like what you saw and want to see more, then please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more, and don't forget to tap that bell icon. Now while you're at it, let's try to get this video to 50 likes. Again, big thank you to SNK for the chance to play the boy Joe Higashi. Till next time, on DecepySwag. Later.